Hello, everybody. It's Chet Mann again with Team Chet Mortgage here at CMG Financial. And I want to have a discussion on an impromptu video here at my office about perspective in the housing market and what does the future hold. You know, we're seeing a little bit of a slowdown in places, and a lot of people keep asking the question, and maybe I don't need to buy now. Let's wait. Let's decide that rates are too high. Maybe they'll go down. House prices will go down. You know, we're going to have a crash. And I really want to talk about that because I think that's not a great line of thinking. And really where we are today is in a changing market, but in a market that is wanting to normalize a little bit. And so we talk about perspective in the housing market and what is your perspective on things. And so, folks, here's the deal. Today we have a huge housing shortage in America. And I'm in central North Carolina, just below the Raleigh-Durham, Chapel Hill area, where growth is huge. Even here in Sanford, where I'm the mayor and about to be the former mayor, we have seen enormous growth. We have seen demand for housing like we've never had. We have thousands of jobs coming into central North Carolina area and very few houses to sell or offer. And so when you have a supply and demand situation such as that, I really think it's very unlikely that we would ever see a housing crash. What we might see is a little bit of a slowdown to a more normal market where home value appreciation doesn't go up as fast, but it still stays up because simply we have Apple and Google and Fuji Diosynth and Adentis and Abzena and Pfizer and all these companies in our market area, and now VinFast, which is the largest economic development project in the history of North Carolina, coming to Moncure, which is about 12 miles north of Sanford and about 20 miles south of Raleigh and Cary. Going to hire 7,500 employees and invest $4 billion to build electric cars. It's going to change the world around here. We're going to have all those families moving over the next 5 years for these types of jobs, and every one of those families is going to need a home. You tell me, do home prices go down because of such great demand, or do they stay high or stay where they are? They don't go down. And so you have this thinking that maybe I can offer lower, or maybe things will get better in the future. It'll be easier to buy. I disagree. If, should you buy the house? Yes, you should buy the house you love. You should buy the house you need and buy it at whatever the rate is if you can afford it and are pre-approved. Quite simply for this, the cost of waiting to buy is going to be significant to you. Let me do an example. We're going to show you on the screen one of my cost of waiting analysis. I did this for Chatham County, North Carolina, which is Pittsboro area, just south of the Raleigh-Durham area, home of Chatham Park, 22,000 homes going up there. We just opened a new office in the Mosaic at Chatham Park. Let's take this example using National Association of Realtors and Black Knight type analytic data. A potential house on Jones Street in Chatham County at $350,000 purchase price. If you look at this, if you wait 6 months to buy, even in this market today, and this is midsummer 2022, it's hot outside, you're going to cost yourself 4.58% of 4.5% appreciation. If you wait 1 year, that property value is estimated to go up 7.47%, almost 7.5%. 2 years, 12.14%. And yes, these numbers are coming in on the heels of the recession that everybody's talking about, because in recessions, housing does very, very well. Now, rates sometimes do go down in recessions, as we've talked about before, but they may or may not go down. So if you buy the house at 5.5% today and you can afford it, you should. And if rates go down, we'll refinance you. Buy the house you love and get in at the lower price. 5 years from now, 3 years from now, that home that costs $350,000 is estimated, now get this, estimated to be worth $409,000. So you tell me if waiting's the right decision or not. There's all kinds of loan options, ARMs, things like that to help you with your payment. But the matter of fact is, if you're pre-approved and can afford it, 5.5%, even 6% is this historically good rate. And it's where we've been over history. We were talking about housing demand, and I think the president of Coldwell Banker and many others nationwide have said that we have about a 5 to 6 million home shortage in this country. It's going to take years for that demand to catch up and create a normal market. So we've got to build 5 to 6 million new homes in order to create a balanced, normal market. So until that point in time, we're nowhere close to having home value appreciation decrease. Quite simply, we live in a great country, and I live in a great state that is growing and is prospering, and people are coming here for incredible, good, high-paying jobs, and they're going to buy a house regardless of the rate. The question will be, will you let them buy the house that you love, or will you buy that house before they get there? So keep that in mind. Perspective is a really good thing to have. If you are a millennial, you've never lived in a downturn. The last downturn we had was in 2008. You may think that 3.5%, 4% rates are normal. They're not. And they won't be around probably again ever unless we have a major downturn in the economy. So get used to, adjust your thinking to 5.5%, 6% being really a pretty great rate. In fact, in a previous video, 2005 was a super year for real estate, and the average rate was 7.5%. So we are in a pretty good place. We just have to get adjusted to the new normal. Perspective, guys, you might also consider getting a realtor that has great perspective. If your realtor has no experience or doesn't understand normal markets or how to win an offer in a competitive market, which we're in, you still have to get pre-approved. You still need to be underwritten correctly. You still need to know how to make a proper offer in this market, or you will be making multiple offers on multiple properties before you win a deal. Because quite simply, we still have more buyers than we have sellers. And that leverage goes to the seller. You need a realtor with perspective, experience, and someone that can guide you through and help you win a deal. Because quite frankly, I want to buy a house at $350 that within 3 years will be worth $409,000. And if we're off 10 or 20,000, who cares? We're still in a great shape and we have a good place to live. So, get the perspective, get a good realtor to help you. This is not an easy market, but it is a market that we can win. And it is getting a little bit more normal as things have cooled off slightly with higher interest rates. But as soon as we see more inventory come on, it will start to balance out even more. But we're never going to be in a complete buyer's market where the buyer dictates the terms. So don't panic if you're trying to sell your house and you can't sell it in a week or two. That's not normal either. And I've never seen a market where everything sells at incredibly high prices above list in 3 days. A normal market, it could take 60, 90 days to sell your house, and that's typical and traditional. So if you can sell your house in a month, great, more power to you. But let's not create false expectations or think that the world now is a 3.5% interest rate and I can sell my house in a week. It's just not realistic and it can't sustain itself. Hopefully, a little perspective here of this video will help people understand there is a cost of waiting, and it can be significant if you decide that you just don't want to be in this market and you think things are going to get easier. What you may find is rates lower, but home prices go up. Or maybe home prices come down a little bit and rates go up. It all washes out. So the time to buy is now if you need a house. And if you find the house you love, buy it and enjoy the home appreciation that you should see over the next 5, 10, 20 years. And do yourself and your family a favor. Now, here at CMG Financial, we've got lots of tools. We've got lots of ideas and lots of programs to help people get into their homes, sometimes with low or no down payments at all. The example that I did earlier was putting 10% down on a $350,000 house using a conventional 30-year loan at 5.5% with no points. We could have put a discount point on that and lowered that interest rate even further, which thus would lower the payment. Check out that cost of waiting analysis. One of our next videos will talk about bid over asking price and how you can learn how you can and when you can break even on that, so you can make a better informed decision on how much to bid if we're still in this market of bidding over the asking price, which we are. We're here to help you anytime we can, and hopefully we can do that for you. Give us a call. We know lots of great realtors in this market. We're fortunate enough to work with many of them. Give us a call. We can connect you to one if you don't know who it is or who you need to work with. But until then, me and my team here at Team Shep Mortgage will be happy to talk further in person or over the phone about perspective in this market. Hope this helps, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.